Welcome back, dope motherfucker. This is Johnny F. and Hopper, and I've got a banger for you today. I had the pleasure of sitting down with Cooksey and the coach this last weekend on their podcast, and they were kind enough to let me take a drill and drill both of their skulls and steal some copyrighted content that was straight edited from Cooksey the man himself for your enjoyment. So, I want you to head over to Cooksey Media on YouTube. All the links are going to be in the description. And I want you to get this motherfucker 5,000 subscribers. And then also go over to Spotify and iTunes and help a brother out. Listen to their stuff if you like this stuff. If you don't like this stuff, let me know in the comments below. I'll banter with you. We'll go back and forth. You know, maybe we'll say some things that we don't really mean because we're hiding behind a keyboard, or, you know, maybe I'll just have some emojis because I like that shit. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy this. Let's get into it.
I think it's relatively naive to think that Johnny, who's been around the sport for forever on both a racing side as well as, you know, now a journalistic side, he knows a lot more than people give him credit for. And I think it all was vindicated when Davey Millsaps made the comments that he made. And then we bring it up to current time. I think certainly there's a lot of validity to what Johnny has said. The inconsistencies with Tomac, I've said it when we found out that he was going to Yamaha. If he wins, it's because he wants to win and it's him. If he loses, it's because he doesn't get along with the bike and something's wrong with it. He's in a win-win situation and will be, would he get a 2-year deal with Yamaha or 1-year deal?
I thought it was 1 year. I'm sure there'll be an option if he does good to re-up it. But
like we said, he's going to use that card for the next year.
I'll say this, Johnny, you laid a one-sided beat down on both Mathis and JT. And if anyone's credibility is shaken, I would say it's both those guys, because they both, like you said, everybody knows this happens. And for them to come out so adamantly, whose agenda are they pushing? That's what I want to ask. And I want to ask people who are listening to them, really? You're going to trust those guys after that?
I was just going to say, Jake, you're a true privateer. I hate this whole where we've got satellite teams that say that they're privateers, but they've got 4 bikes, they've got a semi, and, you know, they still fly their riders to the races, where you're busting your ass and then you're driving like 18 hours. You probably haven't been able to recover a lot because you've been in the car for an extensive amount of period. And now, you know, as you said on Instagram, one of the most stressful things is trying to qualify, because you have to put down a super, super fast lap, and you more than likely probably didn't get to ride the track the day before on press day. So you're already at a disadvantage, and it just sucks, man. So massive amount of respect to you. And I want to know, how's your motorcycle? That track looked like it was just overheating everybody's bikes and they were all blowing up. Like, is your bike even rideable for the next races?
Yeah, it's definitely rideable. I just got the top end done, got everything sorted out with my mechanic. The bike has 60 hours on it and it's completely stock. Apart from the muffler, there's nothing done on my bike. And I think that's the only reason it's still going, because it doesn't have all the thousands of dollars worth of tuning going into the motor. So it can, you know, the longevity of it is much better. And the bike I'm on now, I ran the entire outdoor season last year with it. So I'm surprised it's still going.
So you have a 60 hours on a 250 and it's stock, and
Yep.
You scored points at Southwick, a power track. Hats off, dude. That's badass.
Thank you.
Damn. Coach, what do you got for him?
Well, it's just, to me, it's the ultimate story. Like I shared with you guys off the scenes, you know, I've been fortunate enough to work with Jake since he was on 85s. And I don't say this to embarrass Jake because he's a very humble young man, but he is literally a pit bull. I mean, he will go to the death to finish a workout, to get to the races. It's one of the reasons why we've invested so much into him, because the guy epitomizes what Moto E is all about. And that is, I just want you to race from the second the gate drops to when you cross the finish line. And every year that Jake's been to Loretta's, that's exactly what you saw. Win, lose, or draw, you know, stuff happens. It's just the nature of the beast. He'll pick the bike up, you know, he'll pick the bike up more times than RJ Hampshire. Let's put it that way.
That's a bold statement right there, because RJ is really trying to set a record with that.
What Jake will out. If Jake gets taken out 7 times, he will still get that bike up and go. And in all seriousness, though, I mean, Jake just epitomizes to me, like Hopper said, what this sport is all about. It's the guy that's grinding it off the track. It's the guy grinding it to get to the track. And then the one that goes out there and appreciates everything that he's got. That's what I love about the second half of the field, and hey, I'm sure Jake would not be upset if he all of a sudden got offered a job in a rig. He would take that every chance he got. But it doesn't, like Johnny said, it doesn't represent the other 90% of the people that are in the race. And I hope the listeners really understand what Jake's talking about. Riding a bike with 60 hours on it and not modding it out because of the cost and the lack of reliability, and then to go out and on one of the most difficult tracks of the year and to get those types of positions are unbelievable. Jake, do you mind sharing with everybody what you had mentioned about your gate pick for the second moto? I think this is pretty interesting.
So on the sheet they give you when you show up and you get your transponder, it gives you a list of the rundown, the times of what's happening throughout the day. And second moto, it's 3:15 as gate drop. So I figure I show up 20 minutes early. Gives you time to load into the gate or whatnot. So I got down to the line at 2:51, which was a minute past when you were supposed to show up for pre-staging. So I lost my 19th gate pick. I got sent to, I think I loaded the gate 42nd, and I was in the far inside.
Oh, that was brutal too. And I was watching that far inside. It was super soft. That's gnarly.
After having such a great first moto and missing it literally by 1 minute.
I am a minute late. Well, no, but according to this, you were 2 minutes late. So either you're a liar or this system is off by a full minute.
Were they calling it through the pits? And this isn't your first national. Like, you kind of knew it though, right?
I kind of did. They don't call it through the pits. It was more so I actually never knew there's a second side to the sheet. Because I have it taped on my fridge in the camper. Yeah, I have it taped on my fridge, so I know what's happening throughout the day. I didn't know there was a backside to it, so that didn't even cross my mind. I thought I had plenty of time to get down there, but you live and learn.
Fair enough. Hey, well, next time you get 19th, you'll at least get your spot. Johnny,
Yeah.
You had a question.
That probably didn't help you coming through the pack that second moto there. But no, I just was going to say, dude, as far as having a completely stock bike, this is where I have a different view more than basically everybody out there, where I feel like just from what coach said, as far as your work ethic, you give yourself the same sort of standards as like being at the baker's factory and a factory bike. You're a top 10 guy all day. Anybody that holds their pro license and is qualified for these races, how to ride a motorcycle. You just need a better program, a better nutritionist, just the whole extra little bit of, it's no more of being like in the novice class where if you jump a double, you're going to be in the lead. It's now all about milliseconds. And I think the bike has a lot more to do and the program than what people think at the professional level. So just hats off to you, man. I wish you had some better luck with obtaining some of the sponsorship, because unfortunately there is a huge disparity between when you're professional and amateur. It seems like the opportunities are greater when you're an amateur. And then once you go pro, it's very difficult to get in the spotlight, to get the better attention, to get the support. So just hats off to you, brother, and much love and respect.
So Jake, where are you going to take this with the sport? What's your 3-year plan, your 5-year plan, or even your 1-year plan?
Well, we'll start with a 3-year plan. So obviously I'm working full time, and most of that is just saving money. Eventually I want to, shut that down and just put a full year on the road, do every race, like full commitment into a solid year to see if I can make something out of that. I want to get to the 450s. I want to be one of those top 10 guys.
So yeah, Jake, you can share as much as you want or as little as you want, but I'm curious, as a privateer on this series, doesn't seem to be a lot of money to be made. Like, are you shelling out a lot more than you're making, or how does it work? Because I mean, if you want to share any of the finances, you can. If not, do you make more money in off-season races? Where do you make money as a pro these days?
I don't mind sharing a little bit. For Southwick specifically, probably where I finish, I'll probably make $800 out of the weekend. That'll cover gas money and entry fee. Obviously, I didn't have to travel very far, 2 hours to get to Southwick. I spent $1,200 to get the bike ready, and then we spent $12,000 to get the motorhome up and running, get everything fixed, get some electrical problems dealt with. It's definitely dishing out more than you're making as a privateer. Because if you're not finishing in those top 10, you're not making much money to, go back and get everything dialed for the next race. Most of it's from working. I make more money. If I just worked and not race, I make more money. But, I love it. I'll go back every weekend if I can.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!